Okay, so I kind of did this track a little bit like I would do a Schutzhund track. Okay, so now this is our first kind of training track. So this is how I would progress the dog. So you can see I have all these landscaping flags all along my track. And this landscaping flag represents the beginning of my track. And those landscaping flags all along the track represent where I've put articles. So in the beginning, when I'm doing this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put articles every couple of steps. I can't make big long spaces between the articles yet because the dog doesn't have the skill to handle that length of track. Now I've actually, because he's been doing it, you know, this isn't his first time, I actually mixed this track up. So I did the first half of the track is going to be how I laid it in the very beginning when he'd never done it before. And the second half is going to be kind of more where we're at now, where we're making more distance between articles, and we're kind of making a variable distance between articles. So in the beginning here, this is the beginning of the track. I've laid an article within like a few footsteps of the beginning, and I'll explain why after I start the dog. Suk. There it is, good. And the reason why I do that is because dogs like this, really high kind of energy, high drive dogs, when they start doing something, especially something they have a lot of desire to do, they're going to be super hectic, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that article really fast. You saw how concentrated he was as he started? It's because he's expecting an article. And that's how I want my dog to start a track, with a high level of concentration, not so much a high level. He can have high energy, but he has to be concentrated. If he's not concentrating, then I'm going to have a problem, and he's going to skip articles, and he's not going to be as detailed as he could be. So, put my article away, and I'm going to send him again. Out. Suk. So there's a mistake there. There is an article there, and I expect him to indicate on it. And if he doesn't, we're not moving forward. This is why I put my flags. I want to know where my articles are in the beginning until the dog becomes super reliable. Good. And the reason why this one was a little bit different, I used a nickel this time. Okay, so you can see, and I hit it in the grass, and now the dog had to work a little bit harder, and he wanted to skip over it. That's why I put my flags there. So for those of you wondering, it's like, oh yeah, doesn't he know? He doesn't know about the flags. He doesn't know yet. I can tell he doesn't know because he still makes mistakes on the flags, all right? Once he's really, really reliable, I'm going to remove the flags, and I'll just mark like on my phone where the articles are. But in the beginning, it's really important to kind of know so that you don't progress the dog past his ability, right? Oh. So I can tell he's not ready to progress past this, right? So off we go again, Suk. And I'm going to let him move to the next article. There it is, very good. There it is. Oh. I actually hit him in the face with the ball that time. Sorry, buddy. So now I'm going to give him a little bit of a tug, because again, he's a ball drive dog, and I'm going to really motivate him here. Yeah, Baba. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good. All right. I'm going to pick up my article, put my foot where we had the article before, and then out. And I'm going to send the dog again. Suk. So he started a little fast that time. He's off track. He's going to have to work his way back onto that. There we go. Don't dig it. There it is. Good. Now you can see there, he actually blew over the article. He smelled something. He backtracked. Yeah. He backtracked and he went and found the article. And then he wanted to dig on the article when he found it. That's why he backed up a fair bit when he ran into the article, because he knows he's going to get corrected for digging on the article, which is what we want to do now. Out. Because I don't want him super hectic on the articles. I want him intense, but not out of control. So I'm going to pick up my article, put my foot where my article was, and we're going to go from there. Suk. And now this one, I extended the distance. There we go. We're off the track, and we're going to let him figure it out. Don't move, Maddie, from where you are. There you go. He's on the article. There, that's a good boy. Good. Right? Don't move, Maddie. The track goes. It's okay. Move more like here. Good. All right. So, out. So this one, I extended it, and you'll notice I'm on the line very gently. I'm not pulling him too much. Now, he was a dog who was super hectic, so I have him on the dead ring of a pinch collar, okay? And I will correct him as necessary with it. That being said, I really can't help him too much, otherwise he's going to become too reliant on that help. So now the track does something funny. Track kind of does one of these, okay? Now I'm going to let him figure that out. Souk. So he's going to blow over. Oh, very good. He found the track. And again, watch the dog work it out. That's it. Good boy. And now that was really good. You could see he kind of went off a little bit and he tracked back on. And now this is a dog who's using his brain, he's thinking, and he's showing a good understanding of what it is that we're trying to do here. Yeah. Good. Time for a little tug just to work him up. And you know, let's talk a little bit about why we're using the ball with him. Like I already said, he didn't have a lot of food drive. So, you know, the people, I actually had this dog was actually placed with a department by a friend of mine. And they actually returned the dog to him because they said they loved everything about him, but they couldn't get him to track. And it's like, yeah, because you're trying to track with food for a dog that doesn't have a lot of drive to track with food. But he has a ton of drive to hunt for a ball. So why wouldn't you use the thing that he has a lot of drive for? It's not hard to teach a dog to indicate on an article for a ball. If the dog has that hunt drive for the ball, it will translate to the track, all right? So not all dogs are big food motivated dogs. Now, I've done something a little bit different here. So watch and see what happens. Souk. That's it, good boy, right? You see how quick that article was? We did a couple of longer treks to the article. This one was fast, okay? And that's, again, variability. Just because I'm making more distance to the article doesn't mean the next one has to be super long, okay? So you have to make it variable. Otherwise, the dog can get kind of lulled a little bit. So I pick up my article. And this one, I think the next one, you can see by the flag, it's going to be a bit farther. Souk. And again, let the dog hunt. Good job. And the great thing with the ball is I can deliver that reward at a distance. And you know what? Sometimes I do this. I'll double up on the same article. Come here. Out. Good. So I'll have the ball here and I'll tell him. Souk. That's it. Good. Very good. All right. So now I made 2 rewards on this article. Out. Article up. Foot where the article was. And now the track's going to do another corner. By the way, I never did anything special to teach him corners. If your straights aren't good, you're not going to have corners. But if your straights are good, your dog will naturally do corners. So there we go. And we're going to let him work it out. That's it, good. So you can see there, he ran into a little bit of difficulty. He went a little too fast, he blew off the track, he came back, he doubled back, but then you could see the brain kind of working a little bit. The brain working a little bit, the dog trying to think his way through it, and I just let him. I didn't tell him anything, I didn't do anything. The other thing with a dog like this is I'm not, I know like a lot of the police style tracking, they let the dog go super fast. right now he's not ready to go fast. I'm not going to let him go fast. So if he wants to go fast, I'm not going to correct him. I'm just not going to go fast with him. So he's going to run into that, you know, pinch collar on the dead ring, and he's going to be pulling, and I'm just not going to go fast, dude. I'm going this speed. You know, you can pull into the leash if you want, but that's fine. And you can see there, you know, he worked his way, worked it, and then bam, he hit the article, okay? Out. Good. So now I'm going to double up, since this is my last article. I'm going to double up on this article, okay? Soup. That was my fault. I corrected him there by accident. That's it. Good job, buddy. All right. Now, for those of you wondering, why didn't you teach the dog a nice, you know, active indication where he sits or he plots? Look, I got a lot of dogs to train. So for me, with him, just the fact that he recognizes the article is good enough. Later on, you know, you can easily add a plots or a sit to it once the dog has some obedience training. Out. So again, guys, this is all with a dog that, you know, he's not maybe the best natural tracker, but because he has tons of hunt drive for the ball, I can get him to do this kind of stuff. Soup with very little. That's it, good. And it's really important not to reward the dog too much for looking at you, because then he's going to go in the article and come back to you, and, you know, so on and so forth. So you guys kind of get the idea of what we do here. So what I would do with this dog, he's not ready to progress from here. I can see in the track, he's not ready to progress. He needs more, okay? He needs more of these tracks. The grass is dormant, so it doesn't hold a lot of odor, but it has a nice dusting of snow, so you can kind of see where you went, which is good, because when you're doing training, you don't want to progress the dog past his ability, okay? And that's the mistake a lot of people make. They have goals, and they're like, okay, I got to get him, you know, doing 800 meters in 2 weeks, and he's got to cross roads. It's like, this dog isn't ready to cross roads. He needs to work in the grass more. He doesn't need a lot of distraction in the odor and stuff like that. He just needs the foundation. You got to work the foundation, build it up, make him super strong in the foundation, and then once he's nailing this kind of track, and I'm putting way less articles on it, and he's nailing it, then he's ready to go for the road and all that kind of stuff. So it's really important not to progress a dog past his foundation, past his ability, and laying that correct foundation, not rushing, because you keep rushing, you're going to end up in no man's land. He won't track at all right? So it's really important as you're doing this, and don't be afraid to take a step back. If you went forward too quick and you see, hey, the dog's consistently failing, take a step back, work on that. All right, guys, thanks for watching.